Hi, greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I come to greet you. Wish you a wonderful day. I wanted to come by briefly today and speak of different things. I'm going to pull out a card for the day. I'm also going to make a little brief art presentation at the end. For now, I wanted to speak a bit of healing, for there is a great deal of healing that needs to happen. A great deal of awakening is also happening. For the planet needs to heal, and as an individual, we have all kinds of things that we have been carrying, energies that we need to bring into completion. For health is not just I'm not just talking about physical health. I'm also talking about the mental and emotional health. For all those three bodies have to come aligned, come together for the peace to come into a more permanent state of being. And so also I made a bit of criticism in my last video about pharmaceuticals and some abuse that happened. But in essence, we do need pharmaceutical. I don't mean to say that to generalize or anything. We do need we do need chemical for this. It is very practical, but I think we're becoming far too reliant on it, and there is other ways that we need to explore in order to find healing. For there is the Hippocratic oath, which said "do no harm," and so it is important when we come into the responsibility of addressing somebody's illness that we try to bring that person back into a state of health. So that is the general idea of medicine. It is a privilege to be able to help other people returning to the state of health. As far as I know, in my own consciousness, all illness comes from a lack of spiritual perfectioning, in the sense that something that needed to be seen, needed to be addressed, was not addressed, and the illness is the final effort of the soul to bring the problem into the consciousness. Because if we do not have mobility of our body, we have no choice but to address your inner self. So it is also serving us in that sense, in many other ways. But once we realize what may be that problem, maybe that somebody wounded us in the past, or we wounded somebody in the past, and there is still that negative energy, it is very important to forgive yourself for all that you've done, and forgive everybody else for all that they may have done to you. So that once that is done, it may be easier than said and done, but once this is done, the healing can happen. So it is very important to realize that. And so there will be also a great deal of right now I see a lot of chaos coming into the world. There's all kinds of things, but there is no choice. If we want to recreate a system that works, everything has to be floating in the air, so everybody sees everything. It's very it can be disheartening, but you have to trust that from what we see, we're going to be able to pick and choose. But for now, there is all the dark and light. Everything is being is being mixed up, and so we do not know where we're going. But you have to trust that there is a higher plan, a higher intelligence that is guiding mankind towards something that is wanted in terms of awakening and towards a golden age. So because there is all kinds of memory, the most important disclosure that will come very soon into the picture is the true history of our soul, the true history of our planet, of the human race, of the galaxy, the Orion War. We all kinds of things that we're going to need to remember in order to know how to what is our place within all that. So we are very important to the whole universe, because the resolution that will happen on the earth will be instrumental in healing all kinds of galactic problems in that sense. What we seek is peace and harmony. Peace and harmony has been the model of society for a society named Arcturus, and so I want to encourage each and every one of you to connect to your Arcturian family, or Sirius, or Pleiadian, or any other Andromedan, or whatever galactic family. But the Arcturians are very, very potent and powerful beings. They are ascended beings. But they still have like they started from the same point that we were. They used to be mortal and they moved into immortality. But all galactic families have this advantage that they have shared that experience. They have grown into something else, and so they are ahead of us. And so Arcturus would be a model in that sense, that they may be like benevolent civilization that would be about 2 million years ahead of us, and they possess amazing technologies. Of course, they live in a much higher frequency, but they do keep they are the guardian of the fifth dimension. So all the people that had near-death experience has seen a beautiful matrix or white light, like a tunnel. And that is the Arcturian matrix. That is, they are the guide to the human soul, although they are ascending being as well. For they hold the midway stations. They are just as serviceable to those beings that come from higher planes that want to descend into the lower universe, lower material universe. So it's kind of like, for them, it's a middle ground before we go into down. But it's also a middle ground for ascender, for like, it is the home of the fifth dimension. It is a very well integrated society. Always they're very peaceful. They're very trustworthy, and they can assist in healing as well. I just thought I mentioned that many times in my life I was in countries, in places where I had no medical access whatsoever, but there were points where I had I felt major problem when I was alone. There was no, but just by calling on them, they immediately came with all kinds of course, in fifth dimension, they are higher beings. They don't manifest in physicality, but coming with all kinds of crystal technologies, and they stabilized my condition the time I could go and see an earth physician, so to speak. So they are very, very powerful. And also in healing, you may want to call on the Archangel Raphael and work with the emerald ray, the ray, this green ray that from the heart. It is a very powerful healing ray. So those archangels are very wonderful beings. You may want to also call them as much as you can and work with them. Although the most powerful, I said to me, the most powerful angel in the universe is my guardian angel, for she is the like the middleman between me and all the world of spirit. But she's very discreet. She doesn't interfere with my reality unless I call on her, but we have a good an excellent relationship, of course. And you can fully trust your guides. Your guides are always with you. They're always protecting you. They're never in judgment. But you do have to call on them. You do have to ask them and be as precise as you can, because they can only do so much if you allow them to do it. And so. So I give you the permission to do that if you didn't feel like you could, or just because there is a lot of things that we do not believe that we can, and so we do not give ourselves the permission to experiment. So in a sense, you gotta feel that you have a complete permission to explore anything you wish for. That is your free will, your God-given rights to explore, and then stay tuned to your heart. Your heart will tell you. Will inform you on whatever. The more you are, the closer you are to your heart, the closer you are to the ability to see things from heart, soul, spirit perspective, point of view. And so. Another reality that will soon be coming into the picture. Of course, there is those great disclosure about all this history, and all of our galactic neighbors, so to speak, because we live in a galaxy that's so enormous. But within our own local universe, we call the local universe, there are millions of star systems, and just around us, there's some very advanced and benevolent civilizations that are willing to help, and so they will come very soon. To assist. For now, we do have to do the groundwork. It is important to stabilize as much as possible this energy of love, of joy, of peace. And the higher the frequency grows on the earth, the easier it will be for them to be received here. So the card of the day is Maya. It is how she spins. It is understanding the tapestry of life. For one day we're going this way, and then the universe puts us this way, and eventually our whole life we do not sit from the human perspective, but from a higher perspective, which we will someday have access to. We will be able to see the whole tapestry. So it is important not to be too judgmental, but yet to know what is it you are sowing. because we are the sower and the sown. There is no real separation in truth between the essence of what is spirit and what we believe to be us, except that it is a unique perspective through that we see through the filter of our individual personality. I wanted to share very briefly an idea. It's a series of paintings. I was talking about art a little bit. It's a series of small paintings that I decided to do. It's going to be about 50 canvases at the end. It's about the art masters. It's about some of my favorite painters and sculptors in art history, and so I decided to make all canvases 30 by 40 centimeters. So this first series, so nobody's jealous. There is always I'm going to do other series with larger paintings, and also take some of those subjects that I like in art history and make them my own, so to speak. The first I did was a portrait of Modigliani. So first I want to say Modigliani is a great painter of the 20th century, and he's only done one self-portrait. So this is his self-portrait, and in a sense, you can see. It's not at all about making copy. It's about getting the feeling of the spirit of the artist. So in this sense, this painting I kind of like because the mysteries around the eyes. Modigliani couldn't. In a lot of his paintings, he wouldn't do the eyes because he said, "Well, I cannot see your soul. I do not know your soul, so I cannot paint your eyes." And I also wanted to add his beloved Jeanne Buterne also, so the painting, so he didn't feel lonely in the painting because they were really close. So I started also this other one came out. It's pretty finished also. It's a painting of Paul Gauguin. Originally it was supposed to be Henri Matisse, but it's in a Matisse style. It's a Gauguin in a Matisse style in some sense. I was going to do like a beach with like naked women and palm trees and to make it more Tahiri, but the more I looked at the painting, the more I figured there's nothing I can do. It is completely finished. Oh yeah, what I wanted to say in those paintings, I created the painting in a way that there is all the astrology of each artist, so it's kind of interesting. Modigliani. I think somebody's at the door. I have to check. I got Leonardo da Vinci. Those are not quite finished. I got a Vincent van Gogh. I will show them when they are finished. That's a new one in preparation. Paul Cézanne, Pablo Picasso, Henri Matisse. And I think I'm going to do like probably Mondrian, Dali, Miro, but time will tell. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Namaste.